you are listening to Dr. Troy Munson with Words of Radiance. Now here is your host, Dr. Munson.
Hello and welcome. I'm Dr. Troy Munson on Words of Radiance. And this is a podcast dealing with really how life treats us at times and how people treat us at times. When, let's say you've had something difficult just happen to you. Like I have a really dear friend, and she decorated this whole home, this brand new house for her friend, and her friend comes in and just starts shredding her, picking on little things, very minute details, and just blowing them up into massive, really offenses, if you will, or really being hypercritical of her. And she was really distraught, saying she's never been treated like this before. And she was really good in the beginning, but as she just went on and on and on, it just became overbearing. And she was really at the point of tears describing it to me. And I said, here's what the universe does for us when we have something like this happen. And it kind of blindsides us, and it's by design, really. So some of you have heard of the refiner's fire, and the Bible talks about being put through the refiner's fire and purifying and bringing the dross. So whenever they have a metal that they're not sure if it's pure, they'll heat it up nice and hot, and the dross or the impurities are going to come up to the top. They're going to start floating up, and they'll scoop them off. And so like gold, it'll have some impurities, and they'll keep scooping it off until they don't get any impurities in it. And now they've got a very pure gold that's beautiful. It just is gorgeous. Well, I want you to think about yourself as being metal, whatever metal you want it to be. But your metal is different than gold, because gold is a bit malleable. Your metal is metal of strength, of firmness, that nobody can dent it. And so when these situations occur, they happen to us, we literally can almost picture them taking their hammer as hard as they can and pounding on us and testing us to see how hard is your metal, how firm is your metal, how resilient is your metal, and here's the kicker: how trustworthy is your metal? So when you have somebody come at you that's in a lot of pain, and you have worked very hard at purifying your own mind and getting back to your spiritual foundation, which is peace, joy, abundance, innocence, it's infinite. That's who you are. When somebody comes at you with guns blazing and hammers pounding, and you don't flinch, and you don't take it on, and you don't take offense, and you just allow them to be as they are. They are literally testing your mettle and seeing if you are trustworthy, because they've got a lot of crap they need to unload, and they don't know who else to go to. And I say this with love. Let them test your mettle. I've been through some of these refiners' fires, and in the process, it's pulled some serious stuff to the surface that I've had to get rid of. Or I could continue to be unhappy and miserable. But I want to honor me by allowing all that dross, that chaff, to go. I don't want to hold on to that anymore. So as you begin to look at each person as that refiner's fire that they're putting you through, then you'll realize, because even the Bible talks about the fiery darts of Satan are coming. I think it's a really poor picture, because it kind of puts the blame off onto Satan, which we can talk about Satan and the ego being very similar in nature. And so, yeah, we could say that they're the same, and we're watching another ego try to attack us when we're trying to be at peace and be at our foundation, which is egolessness, which is mindfulness, which is consciousness, which is awareness, which is peace. And just be still. As we stay there, we're going to have people that are going to come against us to try to show us what we've been able to achieve, but also where there's some things that we still need to let go of possibly. But as we start down the spiritual journey, if you're new to this, you haven't had this yet happen to you, you might be shocked at like, oh my gosh, here's one of these things. I had no idea I had this left inside of me, even though I've been on the spiritual journey for a while. Maybe you're 12 deep, maybe you're 20 deep, maybe you're 100 deep, man. You've been pounded on many times, and this is yet another opportunity for you to find some things inside of you that you really do need to get a handle on and let go. And don't allow that in anymore. And then when finally all of a sudden peace is achieved and these people come at you and you see them for the beauty that they are, that they're not here to crush you, they're here to release themselves, and you become this blank slate of beauty, of reflection, that you're just standing there literally holding the mirror of reflecting, and they're watching themselves pound on themselves, because that's actually what they're doing, is they're only abusing themselves. Now, if we take it on and take offense, we've now joined with them. And I will encourage you not to do that. To know you so well that you resist anything that they try to implement into your mind that is not true, that is not you. And so people are in pain, know that. And they're going to come at you with guns and hammers blazing, so to speak. But you stand there as a source or at source and be that reflection that they need to see what they're doing so that they can see it clearly enough that they can choose to release it all and be at peace and join you on your side instead of being miserable on their side. So with this, I hope that kind of helps that testing your mettle, that you see it a little differently, that you see it with a little bit more love, and that when people come after you, don't go after them too, and you don't try to defend yourself, and you don't try to build sieges and ramparts and walls and moats, but that you just let them tear down all defenses and realize that your innocence stands pure and shining and unassailable. It doesn't matter what weapon they come at. They cannot assail it. They cannot scale your towers because they don't exist. Come in and see me as I am, because this is as you are. Let go of your armaments, put down your weapons, and stop the battle, and let go of all of your pettiness and littleness and things that are not you. I'm inviting you to be present now, completely at peace and completely one. Until next time, I'm Dr. Troy Munson on Words of Radiance.
Thank you for listening to Dr. Munson's Words of Radiance. We hope you enjoyed our show.